What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today, here to bring you guys some more GARP challenge action against HODY Jones, and we're continuing on from our series yesterday, as we just uploaded the Dex team. Now we're going to obviously progress on into the Quick team. Now, typically, the Quick teams have been the most difficult teams to build for in these GARP challenges, because they have had the worst Sugo Fest exclusives, and they just don't really cater for the content at all. However, this time around, now that we have access to some of the more powerful Quick legends in the game, this is the team that we are going to be running in this video, which of course, utilizing V2 Kaido, probably the best Quick captain in the game. If we're just talking about mono Quick teams, definitely the best Quick legend in the game in terms of the raw Quick captain effect. We've got Shanks' crew as well, because building a Quick team with Shanks is ridiculously good. V2 Shirahoshi and Manchiri, one of my favorite legends released throughout 2021. Such a powerful special ability that's great in so much content. Luffy and Law make another appearance again. If you guys would have seen my Dex team, you guys would understand why they are on the team. Such a great unit all around that allows you to get around stage 3 with Hammond and those really annoying slot barriers very, very easy. And then Bobbin is basically here for the final stage, where we have to get around the defensive effects of HODY Jones. He gets rid of increased defense, he gets rid of threshold, and he obviously does get rid of the percent damage reduction as well. But threshold's an interesting one, because he is also really good for removing threshold, speaking about Bobbin. But on one of the stages in the middle of the fight, we have to deal with threshold also on that particular stage. And we'll talk a little bit more about it as we get in this video. And there isn't really like a really good dedicated ship for Kaido, so I just opted for the Big Mama Chanter, which is a 1.5 times ship after 3 perfects. It's a 1.65 times boost, and it boosts Strength Dex quick so long as our captain is either driven or powerhouse, which in this case is the case. So this is the team rundown for the quick variation of the HODY GARP challenge. I really hope you guys are enjoying this series, but without further ado, let's go ahead and take this team into the content. Alright, so jumping into this one, the main first obstacle that this team is going to be coming up against is obviously going to be stage 2 with HODY Jones, but that's not really going to be that big of a deal. He's pretty weak, doesn't really do that much damage, you don't really have to worry about him, but we do want to make sure that we do not get inflicted with the attack down, because we want to make sure that when we reach the stage after that, we're able to hit them pretty hard, through their barriers and stuff. Luffy Law is going to be a huge asset to this team in the early stages of this particular GARP challenge here for this team, being able to use their switch effect to generate that ability to not only give them an attack boost, which is great, they do more damage, but also to bypass defensive effects. So the Hammond stage with those 3 fishmen is going to be way easier to deal with running Luffy and Law on the team. Obviously, you don't have to run Luffy and Law if you don't want to, but they're actually going to be ridiculously useful once we get towards the final stage of this fight. Being able to just generate a 2.5 orb boost for all characters, man, like you can't say that's a bad thing in any way. Being able to use their special plus the Shanks crew switch and their special, that being enough to get the kill at the end, it's pretty ridiculous to think about, like how good the Quick teams have gotten now. Just with Kaido alone has made them so good. And I know a lot of people were probably expecting me to go ahead and use Versus Akainu for the Quick team, but man, Kaido's still that guy. Kaido's still really good, and I enjoy using him a hell of a lot. And as you can see here, we're making sure that we hit last with Luffy and Law to get that higher chain. 2.5 chain with them attacking last with the Luffy unit up. Just wasn't enough to get that final kill, unfortunately. So it is going to take a little bit more to go before we can actually kill him off, but that's not going to be too bad. We are going to attack with the majority of our characters here to get that chain up, and then we can go ahead and just deal with the other guys surrounding them after that. But the thing here is with this particular team, we need to make sure that when we reach the stage with Zio and Dosun, they have a threshold buff. Now, in order to get around that threshold, what we're doing is we're using the super type of Kaido. Now, we need to make sure that when we actually reach that stage that we are below 50%, because if we're not below 50%, we don't get access to the super type, and if we don't get access to the super type, we're not going to be killing those guys. So we need to make sure that we take actually a lot of damage before we actually get to that point. Luckily, one big thing that's going to be kind of nice is the fact that when we reach the stage after this with Hyozo and Vanderdecken, they actually poison you, and that poison, it's not too significant. I think it's an additional like 2,500 damage per turn, like between 2,500 and like 3,000 damage per turn, which isn't really that much. So we are going to be taking a few hits here. You got the end of turn damage buff coming in from Vanderdecken as well, which just enables us to lose as much health as we can. And then by the time we lose that health and we can move on to the next stage, getting access to that super type is super great. So we don't even have to bring like a dedicated dedicated unit that gets rid of that damage threshold, because both of the Kaido super types is going to remove it for us. So that's ridiculously good. And then it also means that when we reach the stage after the stage with Zio and Dosun, where the threshold, our health is going to be relatively low, and then we have to deal with the burn. And the perfect character to deal with both of those things, with being low HP and also being burnt, is going to be Shirahoshi and Mancherry, because we can go ahead and use their special to get rid of that burn. They get rid of the poison as well that would have been inflicted on our team for that throughout the entire duration of this fight still. So they remove that poison as well, and then they get that that huge health recovery back as well. So Shirahoshi and Mancherry is like a no-brainer. I honestly think that Shirahoshi and Mancherry is like one of the best legends to have released throughout 2021 thus far. I've used them in so much content. Their special is so good for giving you the health recovery when you need it. They have that amazing utility that they have, and then also an ability to grant you rainbow slots, or is it rainbow or matching slots? I think it's rainbow slots, right? I can't even remember off the top of my head. And then also that chain boost, like the 1.2 chain boost, like they're so good offensively, defensively. Just everything about this unit is really, really cool, and they help a lot with clearing these 10-star difficulty GARP challenges, of course. And then Bobbin is just kind of like the last unit that I tacked on, because I still needed a unit to deal with the increased defense and the rainbow shield % damage reduction on the final stage versus HODY, because we are going to be stalling one turn for the special reverse. And then by the time we reach that last stage and all of those defensive effects are added, we can use Bobbin to remove it. And as I said a little earlier, we can use the Luffy Law to give us the 2.5 all boost for our characters. We also have access to the Shanks crew, Switch, and their special to grant the small attack boost and the 3.5 chain lock. And it's kind of interesting because pretty much throughout the entire duration of this run, we don't even use Kaido's special. Obviously, the special is launching because of his captain effect. Whenever we take 10,000 damage, he will go ahead and just whack them with his special, which is cool. So we didn't even use his special throughout the entire duration of the run, which was kind of interesting to think about. So I don't really know what to say. That's just kind of like bizarre to think about, but you know, it's just nice because if we ever need matching slots, we can just launch their special. We'll get the matching slots anyway, and that's going to be great, of course. So everything about this team was really fun, and I enjoy using V2 Kaido way too much. He's such a fun unit to use, dude. But that is going to wrap up this video today. Thank you so much for watching this one, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
Oh!